Crazy Show, episode 168. Episode 168. And I'm very happy to be here. And it's May 21st. May 21st, 07. The temperature is rising here in town, folks. I pushed 100 a couple days ago. And I, like an idiot, am out there sweating it out, working. But that's all small news, folks. First thing I want to talk about is Jimmy Carter has a new book out. He talks about certain things. It's about Bible lessons and whatnot that he talks about, old-fashioned value. But in the book, he also does a scathing report on the Bush administration. And he calls the Bush administration, Jimmy Carter, the worst in the history of the U.S. The worst administration ever. And this is from one former president to the current president. And you know what? He's right, folks. Because, Bush hasn't done anything for me. Hasn't done anything for the American people. And, sure, some people might say it's unpatriotic what I'm saying. But it's the freedom of speech in this country that makes this country great. And that's what Jimmy Carter realizes also. And that's what he did, and he wrote it. But he says the Bush administration is the worst in history. And I salute Jimmy Carter. Because you know what? He might not be one of the greatest guys in the history of the world. We all make mistakes. But for him to step up and say that, that's great. I hope he keeps it up. Because I'm pretty sure at this point in time, folks, it's May 07. And if you correct me if I'm wrong, I remember saying in April 03 that the war was going to last longer than most people would expect. And sure enough, 4 years later, it passed the 4-year mark, and we're already pushing 3,500 dead U.S. soldiers, and God bless them all. But the thing is that it's an unpopular war now. I remember back in the early days in 03, it was like 80% we all supported the war. Now it's like 80% don't support the war. And that might be exaggerating the higher number, but I can tell you it's more than half. If more than half of this country doesn't want the war to be happening at all. And and there's no good solution, If we pull out of Baghdad, and bring all the US soldiers home, and bring all the equipment, bring all the personnel back to the US, and then let the Iraqi people deal with the biggest problem what they have, whatever civil war bullshit, and let them fend off for themselves. Okay, and then once that happens, if we get out and let them fend for themselves, then what Bush is saying is that new terrorist training camps will set up shop as soon as we leave. And then he's saying that those terrorist cells within a year's time or 2 years' time do another 9/11 attack on us. He might get a point. But another point too is like, okay, do we really want the war to come to the U.S. where we're really worried about terror attacks? Imagine a 9/11 happening 4 times a year now. Imagine you want 9/11 happening once every 2 weeks for a 6-month period. For 6 months in a couple of years, we get hit the worst time in U.S. history. Like a 9/11 every 2 weeks. So is that the consequence if we pull out of Iraq right now, that in the year 2012 we'll have the 9/11 happening? Or do we make the war stay over there and get our ass kicked and killed just for the reason that what Bush says? And I haven't even mentioned the war to oil yet. So that's the thing. So what do we do? Should we pull out or not pull out? I don't know. I'm not the FBI or the CIA. I wish I was. Which I'm not. Not gonna wood. No, supervisor, I'm just kidding. No, how bureaucracy and paperwork is, And imagine how much ton of paperwork the war in Iraq is causing. So, and then not only that, how many dead people are coming back, and how many people are coming wounded. And God bless them all. knock on wood. And you know, and then what if we're there for the next 20 years? What then? You know, who's to say there's not another war coming that we don't even expect on the other side, on the Pacific coast, like Korea? Or God forbid we go to war with China. You know, they say it's possible in 20 years, in 25 years, we might be at war with China. And if that ever happens, China's like the new Russia. You know how the Cold War was the make-believe war between Russia and the U.S. And then the USSR disintegrated, no more USSR, is Russia. And they're out of the picture. But China now is a big superpower. They don't give a fuck. They'll do whatever. Bye-bye. I gotta go. I'm back. But anyways, the point was during the Cold War, it was a make-believe war between USSR, Russia, versus the U.S. And then in 1991, when the USSR disintegrated and was obliterated by a thing called democracy, we won the Cold War. Now it's a secret war. You know, it's the war on terror. You know, and the war on terror, we could be doing war against Iraq, North Korea, China. What's the other axis of evil country? I'm missing one out. Iran. Oh, I forgot. Who can forget Iran? Iran. But anyways, a lot of people say, well, let's nuke the whole Middle East. Let's nuke it. Let's get fucking blown off the fucking face of the fucking earth and get cause this fucking nuclear fallout, nuclear winter, we all die. I'm down. What nonsense is that? You know, I mean, I understand when you say that because you're so angry, but you only hurt ourselves, you know. Because if we nuke those places, a year from now we have a nuclear winter here in Arizona, you know, and we're eating fucking four-eyed frogs, and we're eating fucking roasting fucking pigeons on the fucking top of the rooftops and downtown, because, you know, there's a bunch of rampant zombies going around. God forbid that we go do like a little Jericho thing, that CBS show, you know, the little town in Kansas or some bullshit where they're the only town left in the whole U.S. and it's like they're getting drops from safety drops. I'm going off safety drops in China. But anyway, who wants to live through a nuclear winter in Arizona, let alone Tucson? God, can you imagine how dreary that would be, guys? A nuclear winter in Tucson, Arizona, 2010. No road work, it's all bullshit now. And after a while, there's so many potholes and cracks, no one gives a fuck. And, you know, your car gets stranded there, you get stranded there. You know, and see, that's the point. Who's to say that we're going to even be alive at that point? Hello? Hello? Anyways, who's to say that we're going to be alive at this point? And I don't want to be in Tucson during nuclear winter. You know, why? Get on a train and go to New Orleans. I'd rather be with the victim of Hurricane Katrina. You know. And what's another thing I was going to talk about? Oh yeah, three soldiers from the U.S. were kidnapped and hello. Hey, can I call you back? Oh no, can I call you back? Bye. Oh yeah, 3 soldiers from the U.S. were kidnapped in Colombia, and they're still alive. And hopefully, the higher power out there above the earth will bring those 3 U.S. soldiers. And that's not including the 3 U.S. soldiers that were kidnapped in Baghdad. You know, God, it's a nightmare, folks. It's a nightmare, and no one gives a fuck. People are more concerned with fucking Paris Hilton going to jail for 45 days. There's people dying across, U.S. American citizens are dying across the halfway around the world, and people are more concerned with Paris Hilton and Lindsay Lohan doing cocaine. Who gives a fuck? Cocaine and cocaine. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. You know, it's gonna be around. Who gives a fuck who does it? George W. Bush used to do it. He used to take it to Camp David when his dad was president. He'd be doing pastitos up in there, dude. So who gives a flying fuck? Okay, that's it for Call Me Crazy. I'm going off. I'm angry. But talk hard. And one more thing I also wanted to talk about was Spider-Man 3 came out, and so has Shrek. And of course, Spider-Man 3 passed the 138 million mark or some shit. I don't even know. It's Atlanta, some shit or something. I don't know. I'm out. I gotta go. And long live Coachella. I hope you enjoyed the end of television episode with Coachella guest, which is us. And I gotta go, folks. I gotta go. Bye.